Welcome back to Around the Rock Sports. I'm Marrie.
I'm Ashley Kaiser.
And I'm Joshua Peters. Let's jump right into women's basketball. The women's team ended their season this Saturday in a home match against the Mercyhurst Lakers. The match was a close competition, with the lead being traded 13 times. The Rock lost their lead in the final 2 minutes of the game, ending with a score of 75-65. The team ends their season with an overall record of 8-20 and at 6-16 in the PSAC.
For the weekend, the indoor track and field team finished inside the top 3 at the PSAC championships. The men finished Saturday in second place as their highlighting victory came in the medley. The men's team had 39 points, trailing just East Stroudsburg, who had 60.5 points. On Sunday, though, they struggled, finishing in third place and leaving the Rock inside the top 3 for their 9th straight season. Junior Ryan McGowan also went on to win the PSAC Scholar for the second year in a row, as he holds the highest GPA of 4.0 among all competing PSAC athletes. Moving on to the women, they finished Saturday in second place with 38.5 points, just behind Westchester. However, they blew away the competition on Sunday, as they won the PSAC championship for the first time since the 15-16 season, with 99.5 points. This marks the 6th indoor PSAC title for the women and head coach John Papa's 18th for the women and his 25th overall since he became head coach in 1987. As the season will now turn to outdoors, senior Maddie Marshall and junior Reagan Hess will be waiting to see if they made it to the NCAA Division II National Championship in Birmingham, Alabama.
Moving into women's softball, the team traveled to Virginia State for a 4-game series this weekend. They started off strong, winning the first game 4-2, but fell short as the Trojans came back in the second game, winning 6-1. Maggie Moore had 3 hits over the course of the 2-game while also adding 2 RBIs. Becca Resch and Alexa Guglielmino both had 2 hits and an RBI. Overall, the Rock split 2-2 over the weekend. The women are starting off their season strong and will travel and play in Winter Haven, Florida over spring break. Make sure to check out this week's special edition of Around the Rock, Women Who Rock, this Thursday, where we got the chance to sit down and talk to Coach Rice and Captain Alexa. Now let's toss it over to Christine at the rink.
The Slippery Rock men's club hockey team season came to a close this Saturday as they lost in the second round of the playoff to the University of Pittsburgh 7-1. Christian Miller went on to score the only goal for the Rock with just under 6 minutes left in the first period. A power play goal with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first allowed Pitt to take and maintain the lead. The Rock season closes as they finishes 11-13.
The men's basketball team also faced off against Mercyhurst this Saturday. They lost a close game with the Lakers, taking the victory 75-69. This was the final game of the regular season. The team finished with an overall record of 15-13 and 11-11 in the PSAC. The Rock enters as the number 6 seed in the PSAC West going into the tournament. They are currently playing the first game of the playoffs, facing off against 3rd seed Pitt Johnstown. The current score is 21-28, with Pitt in the lead and 4 minutes left in the first half.
The women's lacrosse team had their first home game away from home at Westminster College, as they're still waiting for turf at Mahalik-Thompson Stadium to be finished. The Rock started off the game with a 1-0 lead as Kate Douglusko scored within the first 3 minutes. However, Georgianne Court then went on to score 10 straight goals, leading 11-2 at half. Douglusko would go on to score again in the second half, and the team would score a total of 7 points. But it wasn't enough to get back in the game as they lost 15-7. The team will now look to have their first official home game this Wednesday at 4 against Tiffin University. However, if the turf still is not finished, the game will be played at Grove City College.
The men's baseball team started off their season with a doubleheader at West Virginia State. The Rock buzzed past the Yellow Jackets, earning a victory and winning 7-0. The Rock went into the second game fighting, where Nick Renzosa went 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. The final score was 8-7. On Sunday, they split 1-1 and ended their weekend with a record of 3-1.
Well, that's all we have for you this week.
Make sure to tune in again on March 23rd for the next episode of Around the Rock Sports.
Also, don't forget to check out our special women's edition of Around the Rock Sports this Thursday.
From the Maltby TV studio here in Slippery Rock, PA, this has been Around the Rock Sports.